Salut, c'est Josh. You're watching All the Rage TV. Woo!
You got a lot to say for the one that walked away. I give you take, it's the way it's always been. Oh, how do I know if we should stay or just?
The feeling about the show tonight should be nice. It's gonna be a good one. My dad's Corsican, so whenever we come play France, especially Paris, I always have lots of family members come out, and yeah, it's gonna be very, very fun.
Do you remember how many times you've played in France?
Yeah, it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times so far. So this is our 6th time. So you meet 6 and our 6th time in France. I think it's good. I mean, every time we come here, we always have really nice shows. Really good shows. We've been here once or twice with Fall Out Boy and Paramore, and then the other times we just come and played our own kind of headline shows, and we always have good receptions. The people are always very lovely, and I love the French language, so I love like hearing it being spoken outside of the 4 walls of the Franceschi home. It's nice to hear other people speak it. So.
Do you have a ritual before going on stage?
Yeah, we usually just get in a huddle and tell each other how shit they are and just rifle each other up. That's what we do. After this European tour, we're going off and starting work on our 3rd album. It's crazy. Hold Me Down hasn't even been out a year yet, but it's just the way the music industry is these days. You have to keep producing music as often as possible. If you don't, there'll be other bands that will, and they'll, kind of overtake you or take your place. So we've just started writing that. We've got about 3 or 4 songs kind of done so far. The aim is to get it all written in October, November, because we want to be recording in February, so we'll see what happens. We're feeling more pressure writing the 3rd one at the moment, because Hold Me Down has definitely kind of done a lot of things for our band globally. We're no longer a band that just plays in the UK, we play everywhere in the world, which is great. I think there was a pressure, but it was more us putting pressure on ourselves. We really, really wanted to be a band whose 2nd album was better than their 1st, and we always want to keep writing better songs and improving as musicians and me as a singer. So there was a pressure, but it wasn't really from anybody else other than ourselves. So it's a nice pressure to have. It's a nice thing to think that we're writing music and there are people out there that would like to hear it. Our best memory, well, my best memory, probably this summer on Warped Tour. It was just a really nice summer. I felt like I actually had a summer. I got a tan, which is nice, and just kind of met a lot of new cool people, and just got on our days off. We did lots of cool stuff, and on our last day in America, we went to a place called Lake Shashka, and we rented out jet skis and a boat, and had like a barbecue and like loads of drinks and stuff on this boat. So that was kind of really cool, and for me, it was just kind of like the perfect way to end a long summer. And then I guess Reading and Leeds, I can't not talk about that because that was just probably the most insane thing that's ever happened to our band, so that was great. It's just kind of, I was just watching a clip on YouTube of some of the mosh pits we had at Leeds Festival from like this kind of eagle eye, kind of like, really high up, and it's just like there's loads and loads and loads of pits going on, and it's just kind of like, wow, that actually happened. So yeah, that was probably one of the best moments.
And now?
There's been a few. I think there's no secret that like sometimes we can come across as I especially can come across as quite negative, like in interviews and stuff. But I think the problem with our band is that we worry a lot. I think we're so surprised and so kind of humbled by the fact that we are a band and we are where we are now, that we're constantly worrying that something's going to go wrong or someone's going to take it away from us. So I'm always worrying about that. But I mean, I guess we had a pretty bad start to last year. I mean, our album came out and that was great, and then lots of stuff like in our private lives kind of fell apart, and that wasn't nice. So that was quite a low part, but it's all part of life. Like, people change, people die, people are born. It's just kind of what happens, and that all those 3 things happened in the space of like a month. So it's kind of weird, but yeah, it was alright. The best thing that has come out of Uni at 6 is getting to play songs that we wrote in our dark, dingy little practice room back in Surrey, and have people all over the world singing our lyrics, or being, you know, I think it's sometimes people pretend that they're not completely overwhelmed when someone in Australia or someone in France or wherever it may be in the world like has been touched by their music. But like, to me, if somebody comes up to me and says, you know, even if they're quite young and they haven't maybe got that much life experience, for them to say that our music's changed their life up to that point, like, that's the most rewarding thing, you know. We never set out to change the world, never set out to change people's lives, but if we can affect people in a positive way, then that's the best thing, so definitely.
Can you talk about your collaboration with Bring Me the Horizon?
Sure, yeah.
The track name.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny. I didn't know that the song I was singing on was going to be called that. It was really funny when I saw it, like, in writing. Basically what happened was, we've known the Bring the Horizon guys for years. Wherever we are, we always seem to bump into them all over the world, and whenever we go up to Sheffield or up north on tour, if they're home, then they'll come out and see us. And we're very close with the people who work at Drop Dead, you know, Ian, Carol, Tom, Brendan, all those lot. They've always looked after us, and I don't know, when the idea just came up, like, I said something to Ollie, like, I asked them what kind of direction their music was going on the next record, and they said, oh, we're going to try and make it a bit more melodic and stuff. I was like, well, if there's an opportunity to, like, if there's any like singing bits in it, let me know. I'd love to be part of it if you want me to, because we've always talked about doing stuff together. And it just came up. He just texted me one day and he was like, yo, do you want to sing on this song? I was like, yeah. And then it was really weird because they sent us like guide vocals, like a guide track. I went over to my mate's studio, and we literally had to record it and send it back to them within a day. And I was really worried because I was like, that was the timeline they were working on, and I didn't want to get it wrong. So I was like, oh man, what if they don't like it? Like, what if they want something different and we don't have time to do it, and blah, blah, blah. And I just I sent it off, and the feedback I got from Ollie and the rest of the boys was great, and I'm just really glad they're happy with it. And I'm really optimistic for their band and their future. I think it's going to be a great thing. So, yeah. I think we have definitely some very passionate fans who, it's not a bad thing. They're very kind of excited about what we do, but also on a personal level, and they'll sometimes buy us weird stuff to kind of show that. When we were, I'm trying to remember where it was, when we arrived in Finland, we were doing a tour Paramore, and we arrived in Finland, and there was these girls who gave us these, like, I'm trying to think, I think they're called voodoo dolls, you know, where it's like you put, like, you harm the doll and it's meant to harm the person you're, and they gave us like dolls that were based on them, and they were like, do whatever you want to the dolls and hopefully it will happen to us. And I was just like, I'm gonna leave that in the dressing room because that's weird. So that's pretty weird, but it's kind of cool at the same time. I didn't know what to do with it, so I just kind of put it in a chair, just left it to one side, and yeah, it's cool though.
Must have moments in your hands, and it's sad.